Alright, hello, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. Getting to this a little late, my apologies, but here we're doing another How Hard Can the Unit Hit video. And at first it may be like, who are we doing of this lineup? No one, like, traditionally stacks. And that is true. Nobody here does traditionally stack. Now that being said, I actually did really want to try this. I thought this could be really interesting. Jiren, when he's in full power, is permanently receiving. This is a permanent ability. 50% attack. Every single time he is hit by a super attack, he stacks 50% attack. So, I mean, with the amount of times these guys super in here, and like how good of an attack set he already does, and I've seen him with one and sometimes even like two juices to it. I mean, he can hit pretty crazy numbers, so I did figure that this could be a pretty fun one to do. I'm really not too sure of what to expect here, to be honest. But I mean, once again, I mean, as long as we could just like throw him in slot one, and they just super so many times, I feel like it should end up working out pretty well. I mean, he might have the potential to be one of the highest ones we've seen. I do think it's possible. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, of course, but I don't know. I just thought this would be fun. A final sort of, well, I still need to do a defense one. I'm not sure if I'll try to get that out before or like right after the live stream, though. I mean, we're in the final, era, countdown, whatever to speak, until the stream. The stream is in, how long is it now? In my time, it would be like 38 hours at the time I'm recording this. So I mean, we're rapidly approaching where we're gonna see all the details and for the characters, and any new events or the EZAs, which I probably think it'll be the Sand Saga yellow coins for the first part. But I'm really excited. I can't wait. But I figure this would be a pretty fun one to do right before. Now that being said, he is also a perfect 7 out of 7 link partner with this guy. So that, I mean, that'll juice him up even more. Unfortunately, looking at my team setups, I can't fit like like Bulma or something on here, so we're gonna miss out on like active skill sort of phase attack, which is unfortunate, but I think it'll overall be fine with all the other types of support we got here. That being said, I do need to I forgot to grab the item. It's Chi Life for AGL, right? Yes, it is. And then we'll go and grab the tournament announcer. But yeah, with this one specifically, so I do like to show like the first sort of 2 turns to show like a baseline. This one is a little different though, because we're not gonna get to see him actually start to build up potentially until several turns deep in here. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'll actually cut away here, and then I'll come back once we're ready to, transform him, and then we'll get that animation, and then we'll do 2 turns from that point. But yeah, we'll be right back. Alright, so here we are, turn 6 now. Getting it out as early as I can. Let's just do this.
Light makes might and might alone. Without strength, we have nothing.
Now, I'm going to be really curious how this one goes, because once again, a bit of a different sort of stacking style than usual. With Jiren here, we do have the scatter this first turn, but I mean, that's it. I mean, he already, though, is going to be hitting pretty hard. I actually do kind of like that Rose is supering after, because that means what we're going to see here is a turn where he doesn't have any boost at all, and then next turn we can take advantage of seeing what he looks like after a super. So I mean, already at the start here, 43.3 mil. I mean, this is just going to get really juiced up the more and more we continue through, obviously. I do think he could be pretty crazy by the end. I mean, the thing with Jiren, that's like really pairs well with, his kit in this sort of like stacking video type is, he already as a character is big caveman number, and what I mean by that is his whole identity is already around just dropping one big giant attack. So I mean that's why he has like massively raised attack on, his 18 key is 400% phase 1 sort of buff. He has 100%, 111% when attacking. That 50% attack buff we're getting per attack is also a phase 2 buff, so it does stack onto the 111%. Well, in conjunction, whatever term you want to use, because that is also a phase 2 buff. So I mean he's going to be looking pretty good. Also, we do have Rep 7 here. I mean they're usually really meant for like being ran alongside a bunch of other Rep 7 characters. So they're going to be weaker, but they're still going to be good. And also, we really want them for this sort of 18 key. They're going to get it like practically non-stop with UI right there. So 30% attack and defense is definitely really good. Although I will say, with doing something like this sort of setup, I am potentially concerned as we progress through about our sort of, the Dokkan attack, right? So I am going to have to, after we show this sort of big, turn or whatever, I'll keep like Margarita over here and like in Topo on the other rotation, and then I'll get the rotations back to how they really should be in time to do, once we're ready to start doing the, the big how hard can they hit towards the end. Now the one, okay, we've just like permanently had Zamasu stunned, but that is also really concerning. Eventually we're gonna whittle him down a lot, so I might even have to try and like sabotage some like super attacks to try and play around that. Hopefully not. Hopefully, we just get him to regen, but I mean we'll see. All right, now the okay, what you're not gonna do? I don't think these guys can really even damage them, even without like the whole ability. Okay, well, 12 Blossom. So I mean, Rep 7 takes a little bit of damage because they get 77% attack and defense, as well as 17% damage reduction with the other Rep 7 allies. And I mean, to be fair, we are missing out on quite a bit of the damage reduction too, since we only have them and UI Goku. But I'm sure everything will work itself out. Okay, here we go. Let's see what Jiren got here. Now, mind you, we did have Int Topo on the rotation last time, so that was 50% support. So this is without that sort of support. But, I mean, we did get the 50% attack build up, so he should be hitting some amount harder. Let's see. Okay, so 46.9. And once again, this is... So, once again, we're hitting like nearly 4 mil higher here with the support not being active that we had before. So, and these guys do, we only got supered once so far, which is unfortunate, but, I mean, they do super quite a bit, so I do think, odds are that by the time we come back, we've been supered, 50 some odd times or something. I don't know for sure, but I've had countless times where they both just super in slot 1. So I do think I'll try my best to sort of, keep an idea of how many times I've been supered. But I'm, not going to lie. I'm not going to say I'm going to have 100% accuracy here. I'll be able to tell, like, yeah, it's been like probably like 20 or something, but I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, 27. So there is that. Because, going through these, they do take quite a while to do. It's like I collect the key spheres, make sure the turn's all good to go, and, I'm also like watching a show or, playing a game on the side or something, so I'm not staring at the screen for like 2.5 fucking hours. just collecting key spheres over and over and over. But yeah, I mean, there we go. We got a couple turns in here for AGL Jiren. We will come back as late as we can, but once again, this is one of those setups where it's going to be pretty difficult. I guess is the word I'll use to really come in really late. Just from all these big LRs do so much damage, and Rose is a 2023 worldwide download celebration, like stage 4, not even difficult event sort of fight. It doesn't have that much HP. I really would like to see a new immortal boss that of some sort. That would be my big thing going into the 10th anniversary. I do like seeing. Technically, there was one in 2024 worldwide, I think, but the attack stats, versus some of these units here, it's not very compatible. So I do end up dying in here quite a bit sometimes, but I would like another playground stage like this. But yeah, we'll cut away here. We will come back later on, and we'll see just how hard AGL Jiren can hit. All right, so we are back, everyone. Just a couple things I want to note here at the start. It's gonna take some getting used to. The turn at the top there, turn 102. But my my recording thing, it shows like the time right over it, so it takes me a second to read it. But yeah, we're on turn 102. So obviously we've been at this for a little while here. Okay, so Jiren, I'm pretty sure has had either 16 or 17, maybe even 18, but it's definitely one of those three. I'm pretty confident it's 16. Super attacks received. So not as much as I thought he'd get, to be honest. And I think a big reason for that, I wasn't accounting for before. I mean, this definitely is the stun, right? I mean, obviously I have to hit Zamasu. Zamasu does super more frequently than Rose in my experience in this fight. But since he's at the start of the turn, and the stun lasts for 2 sort of turns, I've actually had times even where Zamasu, I actually had him where he's like under half HP just because the stun kept, like his HP regen would happen to be after Jiren would be attacking, so the stun would proc first, and then he just wouldn't be able to do it. So Zamasu just wasn't really able to super all that much. I think maybe 1 or 2 supers were from Zamasu. And otherwise, I feel like I got rather unlucky with Rose's super placement. But, I mean, 16, 17-ish supers received is still pretty powerful. Because, mind you, it is 50% phase 2 buildup per super. I mean, that's still, what, 800%? 850%? So definitely a big number there. Now, obviously, I don't have any items or anything active just yet. Also, it's a little misleading with Jiren in the standby. We actually don't have Jiren's standby support up currently because it is specifically in slot 2 or 3. I did have to put him in slot 1 because we literally just got the Dokkan attack. And in order to get the setup how I wanted it to, I had to have Jiren in slot 1, rep 7, slot 2, they got the Dokkan attack, and then, Margarita, I had her in slot 3, because I do want her to be on support for the next turn. Okay, but big spiel out of the way, let's just get to going. Obviously, perfect 7 out of 7 links, they're all level 10 and everything, so we're about to be hitting some pretty good numbers. Now, I am very, very confident at this point that he's going to be one of our highest. I don't know where he's going to, quote-unquote, rank exactly. But, I mean, as you can see here, in just a moment, 184 mil. Mind you, this is without the extra 20% support we'll have from Margarita. This is without 70% attack support from Jiren, and this is also without obviously the item buffs. So he's gonna be upwards of 400 mil after everything considered. I don't know where exactly. I'm not gonna that math. I don't know, but he's his some pretty crazy numbers. If I had gotten luckier, or hell, if he didn't have a stun on his 18 key, which realistically I don't even know why it's fucking there, because in most content, I mean, we see like in some of the early phases of these new fights, or even you know, like the last phase of the Andromeda Cell Saga fight of Vegeta's story, which I have found to be the easiest fight by far, to be fair. But I mean, you can stun there, but unless they start making stun like a viable thing going forward, I'm not really sure why that, you know, why they have it. So he has stuns on there, because otherwise he would most definitely be our highest by far, which, once again, I know sounds kind of crazy, because Meki Cabra is currently the highest I've ever gotten. I got Meki Cabra up to, and I might have to actually check here, but it was something like 655 mil by the end. I am actually going to check here on the side on my own, because I do have this all organized in a playlist. So I should be able to tell you real quickly. I'll find him. Meki Cabra. Yeah, 655 mil is what I got up to on Meki Cabra. Currently the highest I've ever gotten. The second highest I've ever gotten is Strength Bojack at 529 mil. I do think that ballpark, right? Jiren is going to be around there. I don't know exactly what he's going to be at, but ballpark, he's going to be in Bojack's range. I'm pretty confident once we get all the buffs going. So this is just crazy. You want to, like, because he doesn't traditionally stack. I mean, of course, everyone knows how good the buff is, but I guarantee people don't really think of it, but he's just so fucking crazy for this. So for Margarita, I do need to link level her. There we go. She does give 50% just outright to Universe 11, but she does also give another 20% to certain categories. Realm of Gods being the one that's important, because obviously Jiren's on that. So that's 70% support. So we have 20% more support than we did with Topo, because he gives 50. And then we also have Jiren's 70% support from Standby. Right here, it's time for the items. Hopefully, we'll reset the turn and try to figure things out a bit differently if we need to, but hopefully we can just get the full... Oh, that's actually my first time using an item. Oh, I like that. That little animation's pretty neat. I feel like I could definitely get more. I don't know for certain, obviously, but you know what I'll actually do here, I'm going to cut away for a moment, and I'm going to see if I can't get the full filled orbs, because when you put people in different slots, or collect key first, or whatever, it does, like, re-roll your chances. I don't know exactly how it works, but it does work. So I'm going to see if I can't get the 23 orbs. We'll be right back. Okay, it did take me a couple re-rolls here, but obviously, there we go, full 23 orbs. Also, we do need to activate the World Tournament Announcer. And I mean, I'm pretty excited to see what this guy's gonna be at. It's gonna be some insane number. This is just so crazy. Jiren, show us what you're made of. I honestly think he's gonna beat Bojack. I don't think he's gonna beat Meki Cabra, but I think he's gonna beat Bojack. What are we at? 526 mil. Oh my god. That is just so nuts, seeing that on AGL fucking Jiren. Oh my god. Okay, so I actually that's like what, just shy of Bojack then, because Bojack was 529 mil. Damn, so he literally just shy. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I did think he'd beat it, but no, he didn't. Literally just 3 mil off. Still, that's so crazy for how his stacking mechanic works. And you know, you have like Strength Bojack who could quadruple super, greatly raise a turn, and then AGL Jiren just 50% per super received and we've gotten like what, 16. I definitely wow, okay. I wasn't expecting that high initially, but as I progressed through, I was like, oh, he might beat it. I mean, we didn't, but it's a 526 mil. Oh my god. Stacking characters is just so fun. So I mean, technically we are done here, but I could be wrong, but I am pretty confident that AGL Jiren does have a KO screen. I mean, we might as well get that at this point, right? That'd be a nice little thing for the fun. But that's just so crazy. Of all the, I genuinely, I thought when I started out, I was like, oh yeah, I'd probably get up to like 300 mil or something. But then I started to realize just how much attack he was getting per super received. Literally, if he did not have that stun mechanic, if I had gotten a bit more lucky and stuff with the supers, he definitely would have been our best, 100,000%. But I mean, it is what it is. That's still third best from AGL Jiren. I just can't get over it. Like, he doesn't have a traditional stack. That makes me wonder what like Strength Dispo would look like. I'm actually I've been holding on to Strength Dispo. I do want to do him at some point. He does have a similar sort of mechanic with like passive buildup and not like actual super effect buildup. But you know, I can't. Mine's only 55%. I don't think it's fair to do until he's at least 69, 79%. And obviously, I can't rock him as a friend lead, right? But I mean, there we go. That's we're essentially wrapped up at this point. I just want to get the KO screen. I think he has one. I guess I could be wrong, but I feel like that'd be nice to get. Oh, of course the super happens now. Damn. Okay, well, Jiren, my goat, thank you very much. It's over. Oh yeah, that actually looks pretty fire. 99,999,999 KO. That KO screen has so much aura. The tech one does too, though. I mean, the tech one's easy as suck, but alas. I mean, there we go. That is Jiren done. This is the final attack stat video. Once again, a little bit late, my bad. Before we see the release of the 10th anniversary Part 1 LRs. I'm really like, the one thing I'm hoping for most is just attack or defense and or both stacking. I honestly, I can, if I think about it, just in my head, this could be very much wrong, but I think they want these to be like the most explosive units ever, and we have seen stacking in every anniversary Part 1 since 7th anniversary. I would wager that the sort of exchange, not exchange, like reverse. What would the ability be called? Whatever Goku and Vegeta have, I would bet like one of them's attack, one of them's defense, and then I would wager that like Super Saiyan 4 Goku might do attack and Blue Evolution Vegeta defense. But I guess we'll have to wait and see in game or in the news, whatever. At the time I'm recording this, the stream should be in like 34 hours. So we're gonna find out soon. But yeah, there we go. That'll do it for this one. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.